As we raise our flasks to Nelson Mandela on his 90th birthday, let us pause to reflect on the words of the great man himself. Quote, "A good head and a good heart," he once opined, "are always a formidable combination." Stirring words indeed, but are you thinking what I'm thinking? I almost hate to say it out loud, but here goes. Throat clearing, embarrassed mumbling. Sheesh, I could have said that. No disrespect to the great lionesque Mandela. He has said a great many noble, quotable things, but the formidable quote is what appears on an online slideshow I recently stumbled across of great people saying great things. It features that elite fraternity of iconic giants. You know this crowd: Lincoln, King, FDR, Einstein, offering inspirational quotes to the sound of the kind of swelling movie music designed to make you cry for the ineffable beauty of being alive. The purpose of the slideshow, other than to sell an accompanying book, of course, is to inspire people to find the courage to follow their dreams. And in my case, it worked particularly well, considering my own lifelong ambition. I want to be quoted. I want my name to be attached to some timeless aphorism that might push future generations to greatness. You can have your Hollywood Walk of Fame, your Baseball Hall of Fame. You can have your lights on Broadway, your Mount Rushmore. All I want is to get into Bartlett's. So what does it take to get on a bumper sticker? The online slideshow taught me that to be quoted, maybe you have to be considered great to begin with. Vince Lombardi's quote wasn't that hot, but Vince Lombardi said it, so it must have some juice, right? Same with JFK. Ronald Reagan's quote is, "Recession is when a neighbor loses his job. Depression is when you lose yours." Huh? That's the best we can find from the great communicator? I guess it beats "Nancy, have you seen the remote?" but not by much. And how do these quotes happen? Did Eleanor Roosevelt wake up in the middle of the night and just burp up the pearl, "No one can make you feel inferior without your permission"? Or did she work it, massage it, polish it over the course of months or years until it was just right? It helps to be naturally eloquent, I suppose. Most of us whine about politics, but listen how Thomas Jefferson did it. "I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever." When it comes to quote making, that qualifies as mad skills. I am inspired by those who seem to be professional quote makers, like the 19th century writer Ambrose Bierce, who is known exclusively for giving good quote. "War is God's way of teaching Americans geography," he once opined. Present war accepted, I suppose. Bierce, Ben Franklin, Mark Twain, these guys were quote factories, tossing out witty aphorisms like rock stars drop F-bombs. The only public figure with that kind of standing today is one-time baseball star Yogi Berra, who produces these fabulous little bon mots that reflect a kind of idiot savant wisdom, full of redundancies and nonsensical loops of unreason that somehow make perfect sense. A nickel ain't worth a dime anymore. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. It gets late early here. But the one yogiism that most intrigues me is, I didn't really say all the things I said. He's telling us something there, people. He's saying that he's got a room full of writers somewhere who spend every waking hour mangling the language to come up with, "If you see a fork in the road, take it." Alas, I've never been quoted, and no, Daddy says it's your turn to clean out the cat box, or you said I could stay up past midnight doesn't count. But I still have plenty of time to polish my pearl. Still, having never been quoted is probably preferable to the various poor slobs in history who indeed came up with a jewel and were never credited for it. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Nice piece of quotage there. Who said it? No one knows. In fact, Anonymous ranks as one of the most loquacious quote givers in Western history, whose wise words include the following: "Write a wise saying and your name will live forever. Quoting is a cruel business." That, of course, reminds me of another quote, this one from everybody's plain-spoken middle American, Harry S. Truman. "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit." Sure, Harry, tell it to Anonymous.